Hello again, YouTube. I have now uploaded the worst poker game I have ever witnessed in my entire life. So let's look at something better. First of all, this is the leaderboard for the $66 mystery bounty. As you can see, a chop was made, so I will not be talking about it. However, I will give shoutouts to all those who ran deep. Congratulations to all of these humans buying in for $66. The field was 16,111. They did great to get this far. Familiar names there. Groot the Degen, Muggy, I'm winning anyway. Would have been nice to talk about them, but alas, they chopped. And shoutouts to the super lucky winner of the big mystery bounty, Rick Vaughn. Okay, now for the $215 game. Alrighty, yes, welcome to the $215 mystery bounty. And once again, this is now back-to-back final tables with no Americans. This time there's not even a North American. So yes, poker is alive and well in a lot of different countries. And believe it or not, despite the fact that we're up to $250 buy-in, we have a field of 10,439. Total prize pool, 2,087,800. Half and half, of course, between the regular prize pool and the bounties. Wika Champ 77 somehow managed to finish 69th without a knockout. Eckhart Tolle managed to finish 63rd without knocking anybody out. Donationator bought in 5 times, did actually profit, though. Despite no knockouts. No knockouts for number 44. Olympic Games got a really big knockout, as did I Update Sheets from Great Britain. Alright. Here's Chris Moneymaker. And stop. Alright, so we once again have a setup that looks ominously close to the last one, where we have one really big stack in Push or Die from Peru, a couple of stacks that are kind of good, but not really in Push or Die's neighborhood, and with a name like that, I'm worried that we're going to get a similar show. But I hope to God that these guys being in the $215 crowd actually have some semblance of guts. I'm here to fold. I'm sure we'll betray his namesake momentarily. It's a wonderful 3-bet shoving spot. Okay, he's going to do the effective shove, leaving behind chips for absolutely no reason. Which I hate a lot. You're just delaying the inevitable for no reason whatsoever. Brick and Cry really thought he was full of it, judging by that tank. I like King Queen, but I feel like a spot like that, you know in your heart of hearts that your opponent almost always has that beat. I guess he was wondering if it's worth it to try and flip against pocket 9s or 10s. Speaking of which, Mar Cry with pocket 9s. The only play here really is to 3-bet all in, because pocket 9s suck. You don't want to play them post-flop. And push or die with 10-8 off suit, has nowhere to go, really. Okay, we might actually have some poker to play here. Give me a second here. This one was different. The $66 mystery bounty that ended with a chop had 12-minute blinds on day 1, 15 minutes on day 2. The 1650 one that we saw earlier, don't watch it. Don't watch that video. Had 10-minute big blinds on day 1 and 15 on day 2. This one was 15-minute blinds throughout. So this is a little bit differently. That's why there's a little bit more gameplay going on here. Push or die certainly has the freedom to raise any two decent cards. Rico Mini Abigod with a couple of 8s and a very short stack. Again, has a pretty nice 3-bet shoving. Actually, this isn't really much of a 3-bet shoving stack. This is one that has very little fold equity. But he's going to go for it anyway. Thank God these guys are actually willing to try. I don't have to have an aneurysm watching poker today. The only reason I avoided one in the last game is because I just literally avoided talking about the game entirely for the last 20 minutes or so. Push or die. Ace 8 suited. Actually has a little something something. And Chris Clinton has too big of a stack to just 3-bet shove, so this is probably a call. It is out of position against a chip leader, though, so he's going to fold. Wow. Brick and Cry. And this is not the only one that he's playing right now, by the way. He was multi-tabling and running deep in huge tournaments, so knowing that, I will try to spare him from my disgust of tanking with no hand. They both have a gut shot and suited cards, which isn't really any good on a board like this. Ooh, Brick and Cry does not brick, and I believe he will not be crying because he now has the straight. Does he want to bet now, or does he want to set up a check raise? He's going to bet now. Push or die with a pair of 8s, and the ace kicker may elect to call 1-bet. He does. And there's the 7. Brick and Cry now left with a chop, and that's if he doesn't get blown off his hand by push or die, because of course any 10 now beats what's on the board. They're both playing the board now. Brick and Cry does not know what to do in a spot like this. That's probably the one card that he was not planning for. He tank checks. Push or die now has the chance to push him off the hand if he would like to, if you'd like to try that. By tank checking, he is clearly giving the message that he does not have a 10. But I guess push or die thinks it's not worth it. He's going to just let it be a chop. And you know what they say at Poker Stars. Everyone loves a chop pot. Brick and Cry, I'm sure, doesn't love it a whole lot. He had the straight, and then they both had straights. Dr. Alson would love a walk, and he might get one. Walk for Dr. Alson. All right. He now has 8 big blinds again. Our leader is now left with 66 big blinds. So this might be one of the more typical tournaments where they played really tight to get to the final table, but eventually they will get it done. Push or die is definitely not calling with 5-9 offsuit. Let's just move on. Ace Jack. Rico. King King. Min 3-bet for the memes. That's not a min 3-bet, it's close enough. I'm here to fold has none of that. Very good discipline. I clown on these guys for folding ace jack a lot, but when they make a 3-bet that small, you know they're probably doing that with aces or kings. Dr. All-Song with a very easy all-in. Brick and cry thinking about it with a weak ace. But does fold, and that makes that all-in a lot easier for Dr. All-Song. I said it makes the all-in a lot easier for Dr. All-Song. Boo! Rico certainly likes it. Under the gun raise with King Ace. G-Boro with 10 Ace. G-Boro. Hello? You're facing a mid-range. You have a good hand. Just call. Just freaking call, man. I know that they're probably all multi-tabling, but, like, it's still annoying, okay? I have multi-table before on Fake Money website. That was a long time ago, though. I gotta say, Mark Rye's avatar is reminding me of something. Kitty goes meow. Shout outs to Tom Grossi. And to Mini Sparky. You guys can actually do stuff if you want, although I don't fault them for just checking that one down. That was an ugly board. Any 6 would be a straight, but it's clear they both don't have it, and they have ace is actually showdown value on a board like that. People suited does not even want to play it from the small blind. I'm not going to say it's a terrible thing, because I'm bad at blind v blind, so I don't know if I would have done much better. Again, a suited king 7 from the button could have certainly played it. He's not super desperate. He can play post flop, you know. Just doesn't want to. The next raise size, you don't have to move all in when you're blind v blind. That raise will do the job more often than not. Mark Cry again with pocket 9s. Poor guy. Although G-Boro, a couple of 8s. Best case scenario for 9s. But G-Boro has been folding a lot. I can already tell he's really, really tight. Again, we're all guaranteed $19,418 off of a $215 buy-in. I lose a lot of respect for people who play cowardly in a spot where you're already guaranteed that good of a return on investment. These two pretty much have to play now. Giant Fripp incoming. Let's speed this up. Come on, guys. Well, G-Burrow might just call, actually. No, you don't like it, but it's pocket jacks. You know, you can use your time bank for actual decisions. This is not much of a decision. You got jacks. No. Okay, finally. I I hope you're happy that you used your entire time bank for that. I have no idea why. Rico gets the ace on the flop and all diamonds as well, which actually isn't the worst thing ever for G-Boro. At least there's runner chopped outs. That's not one of them. G-Boro needs a jack and a jack only, or else he is our 8th place finisher. Alright. Rico gets the frip to go his way. G-Boro 2203 out in 8th place. And again, bro, do not cry over being out in 8th place. You just turned $215 into $19,418. Nobody feels bad for you. We're all impressed, in fact. Holy crap, it's still getting warmer out there. Good thing I finally closed my window. But they're all signed with a icky spot there. I've been there way too many times with a short stack and a weak ace. Especially with the big stack 1 seat over. I don't know what the correct play would have been to do there with the weak ace there for Dr. Allison, so I'll withhold judgment. Surprised by that fold of Jack 10 suited by Chris Clinton. Push or Die is not playing super recklessly. The only reason why he was shoving the last couple of hands is because the effective stack was only 5 million. And that seems to be what the book says to do nowadays. Interesting. Rico decides to play ball despite missing that flop, but it's such a raggedy board that ace high might be good. He's right, and now he's rewarded with the best card in the deck for him. The ace of diamonds. Push or Die is going to continue bluffing at it. And to his credit, he is actually bluffing decent-sized bets, actually. He's not, he's not half the bluffing. He is actually trying to put money out there. Rico gets another pair. Ace 10, Push or Die. Better keep a lid on it here, because he is not going to get this bluff through. He goes for half pot again. It's not going to work. I like to just call there, of course, because there are 3 diamonds out there. But, yep, Rico is now your chip leader at 20 million. And Push or Die no longer has the luxury of just being able to bully the other guys around. He's down to 15 million. 5 million now is a third of his stack. Brick and Cry with Ace King. Good time to raise. Chris Clinton could call this. It's just a regular raise. Now, he doesn't seem to be one for unnecessary risk. Oh, under the gun with Ace 5. Jeez. Dr. Allison getting the robots hate me treatment. Keep getting borderline spot after borderline spot after borderline spot. One just went up, too. Marcry with a couple of queens, so good thing he did fold. Brick and Cry with enough of a hand to make this call for sure. Rico might make the call as well. He's got the chips. He decides not to. Brick and Cry with a very similar short stack. Could get healthy if he calls and gets the right flop. And that's, I guess, the start to an unconscionable cooler if the turn happens to be a queen. Markrai cannot be thrilled with that. He's got to bet more than that, though. Come on. Brick and Cry can absolutely stick around, not knowing that he's got a 2-outer instead of a, well, technically he's got a 6-outer. So we have spades. Now, they both have spade draws. Markrai, of course, has the better one. Again, if you're going to bet something, if you're going to bet 385,000 to a pot of almost 2 million, don't, whoa. Like, don't give me the Pikachu face when they call your bet. You need to have a backup plan for that. He does make the call, and 10 on the river gives Brick and Cry just enough showdown value to maybe check. That bet is kind of surprising. I guess he's just taking all his draw value and trying to get his way off the hand, but Markrai knows that the pocket queens have some value, so he is going to stick around. Oh, he might not stick around for this one, though. What a move by Brick and Cry, turning this hand upside down, bluffing basically his whole stack. Markrai just with the pocket queens. None of the other outs came in, and he does lay it down. You can't really blame him for folding the queens there. Brick and Cry with a tremendous work on his part. Very unorthodox play, but it works out beautifully for him, turning all those draws and then the pair of tens into a bluff. And now he's got some chips to play with. Way to go. 22 big blinds. And, yep, 8-3, that's... Jack. Dr. Allison, you got a feel for me. Just, there you go. There's your easy decision. And Push or Die is absolutely going to call you, so good luck. And good start. Push or Die does have a jack now for an out, so 4 outs twice. Still 4 outs twice, even though that looks like it might have ended the hand. Well, 4 outs once, I should say. You can't have twice. There's not 2 rivers. Nice double for Dr. Allison. He's still very short, but he at least has a pulse. Nine Jack of Diamonds for Rico. Makes it 700,000 minimum raise. Markrai with not much of a decision, you would think. How badly is ICM gonna corrupt him or her here? Okay, good. Good, you're actually making the right decision. Rico could call here. He's got a suited Jack-9. If they're live cards, and they are, then he'd be getting the right price. I might have sheepishly made the call there, honestly. That's a huge donation to Markrai. There's only 2.1 million for Rico to call, which would have been 1/9 of his stack. And unless Markrai had an overpair, you know, there would have been at least a decent chance of winning that hand. Ah, Markrai actually tried. He's actually trying. You know, good for him. Just picked the wrong time to do that, unfortunately. Rico with 2 queens. Make that 3 queens. Markrai, I don't even know how he's got a 3.6% chance. That's all in runner diamonds. That's it. That is all there is. I did not realize that runner diamonds actually had this good of a chance to happen, but Okay. Nope. Good run by Markrai. 7th place. Out of, again, over 10,000 competitors in a $215 buy-in, which is just amazing. $26,330 for Markrai. Rico extends his chip lead. And we carry on. Another Jack 9 of Diamonds on the big blind. This time for Chris Clinton. Dr. Alson. Easy all in. Oh no! Okay. Dr. Alson, are you going to fold when he repops you? Are you? Wow. Wow, you really are delaying the inevitable. See, like, I'm not wrong. I'm not even close to wrong. That move is just so stupid. You're not folding. You're just delaying the inevitable for no reason. And he is in the worst case scenario, and it's still bad. And 2 outs. The hearts don't really mean anything in this case. Nope. Okay, Dr. Alson did manage to ladder up, and to his credit, he didn't, wimp his way through. He genuinely had a lot of bad hands, so can't really say anything bad about him except for how stupid the almost all-in move is. I hate that so much, but that's not unique to him. That's what everybody likes to do, just to piss me off. So, nothing personal. You did well. 6th place is really, really good. $35,702. And Push or Die now getting a taste of his own medicine. He is still in 2nd place. But now Rico with, again, pocket queens. And nice laydown there. Up to $25.2 million now, Rico. Suited ace for Brick and Cry. These guys are getting it done. This is a lot better than the last game. Seriously, don't watch it. You will recognize it because I actually gave it a unique thumbnail. The only thumbnail it deserves. Push or Die with really no reason to even still be here. Unless he wants to raise and bluff. Nice, nice, nice. I think Brick and Cry will be game for one more street. Hope to hit a queen. Or an ace. Or like the 3 of spades. Although if you're gonna keep going, you should probably call it quickly. Like, you need to, like... I'm not gonna claim, like, I have a huge knowledge of poker. I don't. But you need to have backup plans in place. You need to know what you're gonna do if you get popped. And like... I want to say wasting. That's not really a waste, but taking that much time is not going to deter your opponent from pushing you around a little bit more. Or maybe it will. I don't know what I know. What the heck do I know? I don't know why he decided to slow down there. Brick and Cry is very clearly indicating unsure or stress. Even went into the time bank for a check there. Push or Die manages to hit a 6. That may cause him to check this one back anyway. Well, the 6 wins. Is an ugly hand. And speaking of ugly, big cooler coming up again. Chris Clinton versus Brick and Cry. A couple of 10s versus a couple of kings. Come on. Okay, finally. These guys aren't complete. When when it's clear that they should go in, they go in. Ugh, huge relief. Unfortunately, I guess this is somewhat of a relief. The hand's already basically over. Chris Clinton wins this hand, brick and cry. Sorry to see that, but you are going to finish in 5th place. Of course, as usual, head held high. You did great. You turned $215 now into $48,408. The return on investment is real. Surprised at the fold there of King 10 on the button, four-handed. I feel like you got to at least try to make something happen with that. Rico still in the lead. Chris Clinton is hot on his tail. Rico with the 3-bet, King 10. Not what I would have chosen, but he's trying something. Push or die with Ace-Jack four-handed. You hate to lay that one down four-handed. I would call. He's going to take his sweet time. He does call, though. And good flop for Ace-Jack, especially with your opponent having a King 10 there. It's the kind of board that I was getting a lot with King 10 on ACR. Kind of made me drop it as my favorite hand, although it did win me a couple hands in the IRL tournament that I played. Yeah, Rico, his only option at this point is to exercise pot control. Push or die with a great flop. There's a lot of bad turns, so he should bet this. Okay. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, a bad turn. And Rico can act like, oh, okay, well, here's a little delayed C-bet. Here's 2.3 mil. Okay. Well, push the dice, definitely not going to bet now. Boom! You got to bet now, Rico. He's not going to do it for you. There you go. Could have gone for a little more, but he just wants to make sure he gets the call. This should be an easy call. I said this should be an easy... Thank you. I'm not as stupid as I look. Maybe he couldn't have got much more. I would have made it like 2.3 million personally. Fear the King 10. Push or die now in 3rd place. Actually, he was already in 3rd place with Chris Clinton getting that knockout. Everybody's got some chips, though. Yeah, everyone's got some playability here. I'm here to fold. Indeed hasn't made a lot of noise, but he's done enough to stick around here. This is moving really quickly. Wow. Brave move there. And that will win him the pot and tie him for 3rd. Lines are up again, but, you know, they're not going up by that much. They're still staying reasonable for these guys. I'm here to fold with one of 3 pairs of diamonds. Nobody's getting a flush here. Oh, God. Here we go. They're both drawing at the nut versus second nut flush. They're almost certainly not going to get it, but they certainly will. Wow, that's a small bet. That seems like a down payment on a flush. Little does he know, A, he's probably not going to get it, and B, he doesn't want to get it. There's a raise, which is probably the right play with the nut flush draw. Either win the pot now, or that could be an even bigger down payment on a huge hand. And he goes for the all-in. What? I didn't see that coming. And there's the call, and they both hit it!
It's amazing how every time you open your mouth, you prove you're an idiot.
Are you kidding me? I said there would be no flush in this hand, and they both get it on the turn. And the 9 of diamonds can give I'm Here to Fold the winning straight flush. I can't remember which 2 diamonds were folded by Rico. I thought the Jack was one of them, actually. So yeah, I can't remember which ones he folded. But if he didn't fold the 9, then this hand is still alive. Okay. That was pretty sick. It's a pretty sick call there by Chris Clinton, willing to gamble for all that. And he gets exactly what he wanted. He didn't even need the flush, but he got it. Actually, he did need the flush because I'm Here to Fold would have rivered the pair there. I think. I need to pay better attention. I'm Here to Fold gets $65,639. All of a sudden, we're three-handed. Rico and Chris Clinton are neck and neck. Push or die calls with 6-2. I mean, it is three-handed. You gotta do what you gotta do. It shouldn't be a long hand, though. Oh, what do you know? C-betting half the pot makes your opponent fold. Huh. Maybe I'm not that stupid. Although in that spot, even a quarter pot bet probably gets him to fold. That was limped, so that's excused. Oh. Rico says, I don't believe you, and I've got the stack. I want you to show me that you actually have something. Rico putting a little bit of distance between himself and Chris Clinton, and push or die getting awfully close to the second half of his name here. Another 3-bet. He's going to take a stand at some point. He's not desperate yet, though, so I'm okay with that fold. He's got 15 big blinds left. If he can find a double soon, he'll be right back to respectability. The problem is it's three-handed. So those blinds are going to get you. Oh, wow. I thought he might go for it there. Good thing he didn't. He had hearts. This should be a battle of wills. Both guys with suited cards that don't have any part of this board. And wow, a quarter pot bet does work. Pair of 5s for Rico, and showdown value for Chris. This being three-handed, that's... Yeah, this is probably just going to... min bet, min call. Nice little reach for Rico. This could be an all-in and a call right here. You got to get back in this. Okay, he doesn't waste too much time, and this will most likely be a chop. Only way it's not a chop now is if there's a 3 or a 2. Okay. You know what they say on Poker Stars? When you get it all in with a weak ace, you get met by another weak ace. Everyone loves a chop pot. Come on, game. They're getting this done. There's no wasted time here. A little bit of wasted time, but not too bad. Plus, the robots are giving us some coolers. Again, are you going to fold when it gets back around to you? Let's see it. Let's see you fold and leave yourself with 6 big blinds left. Are you happy? Are you happy? This is what you decided to not go all in for. I'm telling you. I keep telling you. I'm not that dumb. You're just delaying the inevitable for no reason. My man just called all in with queen high and no draw because he put in half his stack already. I'm not that stupid. That play is dumb. That play is pointless. Busher die needs a king and a king only, or he's out of here. Alright. We're heads up already. How'd that happen so quickly? Pusher Die did play well, just, you know, I hate that last play, but again, he's not the only one who does that, so good for him getting this far. A little disappointing, of course, being the chip leader, but again, 89,000 up of a $215 buy-in. Who among us can say that? That is amazing. Chris Clinton with a half-sized bet. How about that? And he is okay with a chop. I hate that so much. It actually is fairly realistic at this point, though. They're not terribly far off in chips. The 3-2 lead. And a lot of big blinds to play for. Maybe he just has somewhere to be and doesn't want to play for an hour of heads up. We can see that they're not going to. I hope that doesn't mean that they actually chop and the game leaderboard actually lies to us. Both have a pair of nines. Chris Clinton has bet and gotten calls. He's got the best of it. Third heart on the river, though, and that completes a Jack-10 as well. Does he want to keep betting? It's Rico... Okay, yeah, he does check, and I'll be very relieved that Rico checked back with a worse 6. Well, now things are really close. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Anyone who wants to do a deal is absolutely pathetic, because the reasoning is they don't want variance to decide who wins what. And once again, I must say, if you don't like variance, why the are you in a casino? Even a virtual casino. I don't care. You can't go to a casino and then say you don't want variance to decide what happens to you. You can't. Doing a deal should never have been approved by any poker tournament director ever. Well, they are dead even now. Germany versus Great Britain. I still remember when, like, people my age were only 13 or 14 and YouTube was very young, and people still thought that, like, World War II jokes at the expense of Germany were funny. I don't know why. Like, anybody who knows anything about anything knows that Germany is way past that now. And Chris Clinton, unfortunately, picking a pretty poor spot to bet there. Ooh, 4 spades on the river. Chris Clinton now with a small flush. Rico, of course, has a much larger flush. He may have let to check it back anyway, though. The board paired, and he did bet the turn after all. If he saw what he had, he would bet. That's about as much. That's a very good bet size, actually. The 6 of spades probably will make this call. I would. Just to keep him honest. He can afford to. A lot of chips in play. Nice fold. Nice fold. Gotta give him credit for that. Just knew that calling that turn bet meant that he's got to have something, and that something is probably a better spade. Top pair for Rico. Air for Chris Clinton. Make that another queen for Rico. All is good. Still go either way. Chris Clinton slows down quad queens now for Rico. This is probably where I would bet. Unfortunately. Yeah. I'll admit, when I get quads, like every time I get quads, I do kind of freeze because I have no idea how to play them. Like, quads is too much of a hand. It's so unlikely your opponent has any of it. Like, you know you're going to win, but you also know that your opponent probably doesn't have much because you have all the hand. Rico rediscovering his groove here. 3-betting with a just an okay hand. This is actual poker. Unlike whatever the heck I watched last time. Ooh. Top pair versus bottom pair in a draw. Really good heads up setup here. Half pot from Chris Clinton. Easy call. And straight. Rico hits, but Chris Clinton's been pretty good at gear shifting. He does it again. And a set in addition to the straight for Rico. And that board is every Omaha player's dream. Rico goes for a half pot. Chris Clinton with top pair. And no kicker. The jack will on the board will be the player. He made a good laydown last time with the 6 of spades. Can he lay down the king of diamonds? Yes, he can. Very nice fold. He has a really good idea of where he's at, especially for this being heads up with a lot of chips to play. 3-6, ace 10 certainly looks better than that. Rees. Rico. Come on, man. Thank you. Whoa, cooler. King ace suited versus pocket tens. Heads up, these are massive hands. I mean, they're great hands anyway, but heads up, you're not even thinking about what the other guy has. You're just like, whoa, I got a monster. 5.25 million. Big, big hand. Or big, big bet. Chris Clinton thinking whether to call or shove. Could go either way. Certainly not folding this heads up. He does shove. We're getting it all in right here, right now. Pocket tens versus ace king suited. 3 of clubs. Queen of hearts. Somewhat helpful, but overall not the flop Chris Clinton was looking for. 4 of spades. Definitely not the turn he was looking for. Needs an ace or a king. That's it. Nope. Rico takes it down. We have a champion. Rico Mini Abigod from Germany is the winner of OSS 1, the $215 mystery bounty, and a whopping $163,000 in change off of a $215 buy-in. That is what happens when you have 10,439 people in one poker tournament. You gotta love it. And that actually got done a lot quicker than I was expecting, and it was actually fun to watch. I like poker again. How about that? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. I will probably be recording another one of these today before the sun even goes down. So, actually, I may as well start recording that right now. This one did not take that long. All right. Catch you on the next one. I'll probably just upload this one a day just to give you some time to breathe and rest for the next one. So, hopefully not too many people watch that other one. Because, man, was it terrible. All right. Bye.